Hi, my name is Francisco, and today I will be presenting my methodological module. A little recap: the last module I chose was the conceptual module, where I was building my concept statement. Right now it is investigating the social interactions in sound collaboration. And one of the main questions is, how can technology facilitate collaborative sound experiences? Also, the idea of making people achieve a loosely state of mind and openness through these experiences is very important for me. Some of the research I've been doing, I've been trying to make a set of disciplines that are relevant to my thesis and my project. I found like a set of 8 or 9 right now, but I feel that this is like an endless search and an endless job that will be obviously grow in the future. More in the humanistic side, we have psychology, human-computer interaction, music education. More in the artistic and designish side, we have game design, interface and software design, musical instruments design. And more in the technical, or we could say also architectural side, we have the spatial sound design and sound design. I've been reading a lot of books besides all the articles I've been reading, but you can see that most of them, the trend is like more into psychology. I guess that I've been really interested in getting to know the mechanics of how people are happy and how people get engaged into activities. So for example, here we have like this graph that is plotting the differences between like adjectives of how people feel in different situations. So definitely what I want my project to be is on this right side. But the question is exactly where. Is it going to be like on the aroused side, or is it going to be in the calm side? What kind of experience do I want? That's what I'm trying to discover right now. So I've been finding this kind of model in a lot of the books I've been reading. Like for example, in play we have this opposition between structure and play, because plays build upon structure and also as an opposition to them, creating like some kind of symbiotic relationship. The same happens in human-computer interaction with the model of John and Carroll between tasks and artifacts. And the same happens in psychology. It's like an opposition, and also it's like a relationship between skills and challenges, balance between anxiety and boredom. So I think this is kind of a model that I will have to have in mind all the time. Like this opposition of two different things, but how these different things coexist together, and they cannot exist without each other. Definitely the most interesting for me is the vision of Csikszentmihalyi. And here we have the chart that explains how and where the flow appears. We can see here on the left side that the challenges are growing, and on the lower side we have the skills that are growing. So the flow channel is always a balance between anxiety and boredom. It's like you cannot be anxious or bored to experience flow. So for example, if you have a lot of skills and the challenges are low, you get bored. And if the skills are low and the challenges are too high for you, you get anxious. So finding this balance between challenges and skills, between anxiety and boredom, is very important for my project. What kind of structure do I provide so people can experience the flow? This is very general. Some activities are systems that facilitate flow. They use contain rules that require the learning of skills. They set up goals, they provide feedback, and they make control possible. I've been looking a lot into the work of Tina Blaine. She has designed a lot of collaborative musical instruments, and also she's been studying other people's work in this realm. So she's like a very important resource for me. I've taken her work with the Jama drum, kind of a case of study, It's interesting what happened to the Jammetron. It was created in 2000, but after that, a lot of people have taken the structure and built other things with it. Like some people build games, and some people build musical instruments, or a mix of both. But I was more interested in the methodology aspects of this project. They divided it into two phases. The phase one, they have a very clear separation between the interaction aspects and the graphics aspects. So they created, for each one of these two aspects, they created 3 different prototypes. And they tested them, and then they evaluated them. So, for example, the first alternative one was good in the interaction side, and on the graphic side, the third alternative was much more successful. So we create like an integrated model between these two successful ones. Starting from this integrated model, we built like 3 new prototypes. So now we don't like test the things like separately, but we test like the whole system together. I think this is an interesting like methodology that I could definitely incorporate into my own project. Also, like the way she has described and organized like different projects. Here we have a detail. It's like to classify the different projects of like musical instruments for collaboration, system, media, scale, play interaction, musical range, physical interface and sensor, blah blah blah. So it's an interesting like way of classifying them, and I think for my prototypes and for the cases of study that I take, I'm going to incorporate this. Maybe I will create something more simplified. I don't need all of these things, but for now it's like a good place to start. So incorporate into my project, I want to divide my project definitely into 3 different areas: the experience, the interface, and the context. Definitely what I want to start with is the experience, because I'm interested, as I told you, like how people operate and what do I want to achieve is also important, that first step. So phase 1 is going to be define what kind of experience I'm looking for. Then, as a phase 2, define the users and the context for that experience. And the phase 3 is building an interface to facilitate that experience for those users in that context. Definitely prototype methodology and iterative methodology is going to be very important for me. So this is what I'm trying to build. I think I've done it a little bit before with my previous prototypes, but I'm trying to make this like more you know, with much more rules, and I will try to follow much more this model. So one of the main challenges is in every collaborative instrument design is the balance between expressivity and complexity. It's like the more complex, you can make more things and you can express yourself much more, but it gets more complex. So the entry level depends a lot between the balance between expressivity and complexity. Also, where I put novices and experts together, definitely taking the music out of the top. It's not the most important thing, so it is the experience, so that way the novices and experts can experience flow together. So this is kind of what I'm right now, so thank you.